All right, today we're diving into a really compelling mystery. We're going to deconstruct the inciting incident, meet all the key players, and watch as a seemingly simple case spirals into something way, way darker. So let's get right into it. And boom, right out of the gate, we meet our narrator. You can just feel her voice, can't you? It's sharp, it's witty, and it's super cynical. She's just had a terrible haircut, she is not in a good mood, and her Monday, well, it's about to get a whole lot worse. She's really the perfect lens for the complicated world we're about to step into. So who is this voice? Well, let's meet her. This is Jane Sunday, a private investigator whose entire world is built on noticing the little details that everybody else misses. Jane runs the Sunday Detective Agency, a business that was passed down to her. And, she makes a point to say her father wasn't kind. This tells you right away she's not someone who gets caught up in sentiment. She's a pragmatist, just trying to get through the day. And these little details, they just paint such a vivid picture, don't they? I mean, the Hummer, it screams tough exterior. The fact that she's between secretaries kind of hints that she might be a little impatient. And that ringtone, combined with her view on romance, oh yeah, it tells you she's been around the block and she definitely has the scars to prove it. And right as she's stewing over her bad hair day, the phone rings. It's a voice from a part of her life she tries to keep at a distance. The church. This is it. This is the call that kicks the whole story into motion. And you just know, whenever somebody says it's a small matter, it is never a small matter. So Jane agrees to meet this guy Norm at a Starbucks. She's got a pretty strong hunch his request isn't going to be about a bake sale or a Bible study. Whatever he wants, as she puts it, it didn't sound too heavenly. Okay, so let's get a good look at the man making this not-so-holy request. Who exactly is this Norman Parks guy? Jane's observations are just razor sharp. He's the ambitious associate pastor, the son-in-law literally waiting in the wings, and her description of his mustache and his marriage, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. This is a guy who is driven by ambition, not by faith. After some really awkward small talk, Norm finally gets to the point. He wants to hire Jane, who, remember, is technically a member of his own church, to investigate his father-in-law, the senior pastor, for having an affair. The request is it's as delicate as a bomb. Of course, he frames it as if he's trying to protect him. He claims he just wants to handle a potential scandal quietly, to save the pastor and protect the church. It's all about damage control. Or so he says. But Jane, she's been in this business for a long, long time. She has heard pretty little speeches like this before, and her investigator's gut is screaming that there is a whole different motive at play here. And here it is. This is what she thinks is really going on. Jane sees right through him. She believes this isn't about protection at all. It's a power play. Norm doesn't need the evidence to save his father-in-law. He needs it to force him out so he can take his place. Now, before she officially takes the case, Jane does something really smart. She insists on talking to Norm's wife, Sally, who is also the pastor's eldest daughter. She needs to hear her side of the story before she dives in. And just look at this place. The home itself tells a story, right? It's $1 million shack, absolutely pristine and almost sterile. It's this luminous, perfect facade, which, let's be honest, is often the best place to hide the darkest secrets. All right, let's meet Sally. She's the first of the two very, very different Jessup sisters. Sally is the picture-perfect pastor's daughter and wife. Her voice, her dress, the way she pours tea, everything is just meticulously controlled. So what's really shocking is how quickly she confirms the affair and then seems to excuse it, saying her father was stressed and just needed an outlet. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. Their stories are different in tone, but they align perfectly on the outcome. Norman calls it a moral failure. Sally frames it with sympathy, but they both come to the exact same conclusion. Her dad's had enough, and Norman is ready to take over. It's the same path, just paved with totally different intentions. So Jane takes the case, but just as she's trying to wrap her head around this strange alignment between the husband and wife, her phone rings again. It's the other daughter, Amy, and this one calls about to blow the entire investigation wide open. Jane agrees to meet Amy that very same night, but the location could not be more different from Sally's pristine white mansion. This time, they're meeting in a loud, crowded sports bar. And the contrast is just wow. Amy is not serving tea in a starched dress, nope. She's holding court in what Jane calls jock and beerland, surrounded by a bunch of admiring guys. She is clearly the family rebel. Amy is described as the cute, blonde loner who sits in the back pew. That is, when she even shows up to church at all. She's sharp, she's direct, and she is definitely not playing the whole sisters in the faith game. Jane just cuts right to the chase. She asks Amy what this is all about, assuming, of course, that they're there to talk about the affair. But Amy's response completely upends every single assumption Jane has made so far. Just like that. 4 words that completely reframe the entire case. Amy drops an absolute bombshell. This isn't about an affair. This isn't even just about a power grab. According to her, her sister and brother-in-law are trying to kill their father. But how? Jane asks. And the answer? This is the final, chilling twist. The weapon isn't poison or a gun. It's words. They're destroying a man who is already burnt out, already disintegrating. They are engineering a complete and total character assassination. What started as a simple adultery case, well, it just became a matter of life and death. And the investigation? It has only just begun.